My husband doesn't see how his work wife is trying to destroy our marriage. I, 31F, am at my wit's end with my husband's, 32M, co-worker, Sarah, 30F, and his complete inability to see what's happening. I'm not usually someone who posts on Reddit, but I need to know if I'm going crazy here. Where do I even start? 3 years ago, my husband Mark started working with Sarah. At first, I tried to be welcoming. I invited her to our BBQs, included her in group outings, and genuinely tried to be friendly. Big mistake. She spent the entire time making backhanded comments about everything, from my career, "Oh, you're just a yoga instructor?" How? Peaceful, to my cooking, "I guess not everyone can master basic seasoning." The real problem is that Mark thinks she's just being funny. Last month, she literally threw away the anniversary mug I gave him because it clashed with the office aesthetic. When I got upset, Mark said I was being too sensitive and that Sarah just has high standards for office decor. It was a mug with our wedding photo on it. Some of Sarah's greatest hits include scheduling a mandatory work dinner on our anniversary, convincing Mark not to take a promotion because it would mean working with a different team, posting daily photos of them together with hashtags like #WorkPowerCouple and #WorkSpouse, telling everyone at the office that she takes better care of him than I do, changing his coffee order and telling everyone she trained him right. The worst part? My husband is completely blind to all of this. Yesterday, he told me, while laughing, about how Sarah said our new house, which we spent months searching for, was charming, in a starter home kind of way. I tried talking to him about it, but Sarah has convinced him I'm just insecure. She has managed to insert herself into every aspect of our lives. They text constantly, even on weekends. She knows his schedule better than I do. She rearranged his entire desk and office wardrobe because his style was too suburban husband. That's what he is. Last week, I suggested marriage counseling. He looked genuinely confused. And of course, he went and told Sarah about it. I found out from another coworker that she has been telling people Mark and I are going through a rough patch and that she's just being a good friend by giving him someone to talk to. We weren't going through anything until she created this chaos. The breaking point: I stopped by his office to surprise him with lunch. It was his birthday, and Sarah was supposedly out sick. Guess who was there? Sarah. She had miraculously recovered and bought him a cake that said "To my work hubby" with a photo of them from the office holiday party. She looked at me and said, "Oh, Amy. You came too. How nice. Mark, you didn't tell me your real wife was coming. I'm not crazy, right? This woman is trying to destroy my marriage while my husband stands there grinning like it's all some big joke. What do I do? Divorce feels extreme, but I'm running out of options." Edit: I should have stated that the promotion would not have increased his salary, only his title. It would have given him more leadership experience. It still blows my mind that he turned it down just so he could stay on the same team as her. Edit: I should have told the mug story in full. She accidentally broke the mug. I noticed it was gone when I visited him at work and asked about it. He said she knocked it over accidentally. Later, he repeated a joke she made about how it didn't fit the office aesthetic. Final update: Hi. I, 31F, posted a few days ago. I didn't expect my post to blow up the way it did. I got so overwhelmed by all the comments that I couldn't respond. For everyone saying it's fake, I get it, but this is my personal hell. I usually just listen to Reddit stories on TikTok, but when everything reached a boiling point, I needed a place to talk. I made an account and yelled into what I thought was a void. Turns out, the void was not empty. Now, for the update: before talking to my husband, 32M, I decided to investigate. I started with his phone and read all the messages between him and Sarah. She badmouthed me a few times. He didn't defend me, but he didn't join in either. She was flirty, he wasn't directly flirty back. They talked a lot, and he frequently praised her work ethic and intelligence. I didn't see any signs of physical cheating. I checked his email, nothing. His work email, nothing. Our other devices, nothing. I even looked for a second phone, nothing. Everything I found skated the line. Not cheating, but painful. Here's what hurt the most: he has lunch with her every day, just the two of them. They don't like most of their co-workers, so they talk about others and plan lunch like it's their time. He'd say things like, "I'm sure if you were a wife, you would." He kept it as a wife, not my wife, but it still stung. She admitted to breaking the mug on purpose. He didn't get upset, just said, "Yeah, photo gifs are kind of corny." I confronted him. I laid everything out. He tried brushing it off, saying I was sensitive. I told him if we didn't have a real conversation, I would file for divorce. That got his attention. He admitted that, at first, he found her behavior strange. He saw her trying hard with all the men in the office. The more attention she gave him, the more he enjoyed it. The more he responded, the more attention she gave, until she fixated on him. He knew other men were jealous, and he liked it. He admitted he got too deep. He said it was wrong, but he became addicted to the attention and didn't want her to move on to another man. So he entertained her, sometimes at my expense. He said it was nice having two women in the two major parts of his life and that we'd rarely cross paths, so what was the harm? He insisted he never physically cheated, but he admitted it could be considered an emotional affair. It hurt. Really hurt, like I wasn't enough. I told him he needed to stop communicating with Sarah and request a transfer or get a new job. And then he lost his mind. He raised his voice, saying he never cheated, it was all above board, and I couldn't control who he talked to at work. He called me a narcissist and a control freak. He said I had no idea how hard things were for him, how stressful his job was, and that his relationship with Sarah helped his mental health. Removing her from his life would damage him. I started crying. I couldn't take it anymore. I packed a small bag and left. I called my mother-in-law, the only family I have here, and she offered me her home. I'm staying with her now, hoping Mark calms down so we can revisit this. I want to work it out. I really do. I love him more than anything. I'll try to answer comments on this post, and I'll update if anything changes. Writing this has been therapeutic and makes me feel less alone.